So I just got done recording a 10Q Fox game for the YouTube members, and man, Fox just plays so much faster than Pandanet. I honestly think that Panda is probably the better place to play when it comes to newer players or single-digit Qs. The sad part is like Panda has its own style, and so does Fox. So you kind of have to play at both places. It's tricky. It's tricky. But we're going to play at least a 5Q game here, and let's see how this one turns out. All right, got to say hello to my opponent. Very nice here. They all say hello. And I am white in this game. I will play the opening that I enjoy, if they let me. Okay, they will let me. It is the opposing 3-4. These 3-4 stones are facing each other, which is usually a somewhat negative thing. As white, I think it's very useful. So they enclose the top side, so I'm going to enclose my top left corner, because if they approach it, the top side is not very interesting. So it doesn't feel very good to have to play there myself. I will also enclose my lower left corner here. Let's go here. I want to apply a little bit of pressure while still maintaining a normal corner enclosure. So I don't want them to too easily get like too much space here. And I could deny them the ability to slide under. But for now, what I think is more important is that I have this enclosure and I want an extension from this enclosure. So playing any extension here is good, or just approaching is going to be good here. So that is what I want to do first. And they are taking the corner. So I'm not taking the corner, I'm taking the corner. And so I am very happy to do that. Yep, going to give them a little bit of influence, but we're going to be pretty happy with this corner because we already have 2 corner enclosures and now this third clean corner here. And so yeah, that's it. I'm pretty happy at least. Very territorial game, and I have Comey. Yeah, we're both the same rank, and I have Comey. That is something that is somewhat tricky over here on Pandanet. Depending on the rank, you may have reverse Comey, and you may have no Comey. Instead of doing like 2-stone handicaps and stuff like that, they often do different types of Comey. The standard move that I would want to play here is the 2-space extension. In this case, we're not letting them push through our shape, so we have to block here. This is a very, very bad exchange because all it's doing is removing possibilities from Black's position. They had the ability to play from the top side, but now they do not have that ability to play from it in a good way. And they've just taken their own liberty. So there's nothing really good that came from this exchange. They could have pushed and I would have extended anyway. So nothing's really changed here. All right, the top side is taken. I no longer have that much space in my upper left group. So I'm going to prioritize my upper left group by making it so they can't go into the corner and making sure it's very safe. I'm choosing this move because it does apply a little bit of pressure to the 2 stones. It's not perfect, but it is something. And now the bottom side or the right side are both very big. I'm going to go for the widest side here and just play this approach here. Oh, they're going to pincer again. So I guess I will just take another corner. I don't mind. Yep. I'm happy to have 4 corners. There's nothing wrong with that for sure. In this case, we do not jump. We do the knight's move because they already have a move here. And our group is already alive, so we can just push up here and play away. We don't need to keep playing. Even if they reduce the group, it turns into a L+2 shape, which is a good shape for living. So the next big sort of area is probably the bottom side to help clean up my corner a little bit. The top side would do this similar thing, or even playing this 2-space extension here. I think I'll take the bottom side. That just looks more fun. My corner is somewhat vulnerable on the bottom side, so I might as well build it a little bit. Oh, they are going to defend that, which is kind of interesting. It's probably a little bit too much to defend, like too slow. So we get another big move. So I sort of have 2 choices right now. Because as I said, I do have this 2-space extension here. But I also have the turn, which sort of helps eliminate some of the center. So I think I want to turn here, which is threatening to resurrect my stone on the bottom. Okay, they're just honeying there. So now we could do something with this if we really want to. We could ask them what they want. So let's ask, are they going to let me connect? Are they going to let me run around? Okay, they're going to let me run around. So I will just jump here, just poking the spot that is a cut. And I'm just going to slowly move out towards the center. I could do this attachment to also do the same thing, but for now, I'm just going to slowly move towards the center. Okay, we'll extend again. And we can probably just keep extending, honestly. But in this case, I'm just going to, we can sort of press our opponent a little bit here. This could be fun. So our stones are not too important if we can capture something. So I don't want to be too invested in saving those stones. That's not my only goal here, basically. Oh, they are going to cut through, which is a little bit unusual here. They're not going to cut through, which is even more unusual here. So I will just connect. I was not expecting that, I have to be honest. I'll show you what I was thinking they could have played in order to do something here. And I was going to sacrifice some of my group and then try to get something on the outside. But they did not want to go with my plan. And we will continue to separate them because they need to live now. And we will peep in here because that's annoying for them. Because even if they capture this, that's fine. Oh, they didn't want to capture. Because I was going to Atari and then surround and make sure that my group is nice and strong. They did not want to do that. Let's just threaten the stones here. And then when we surround, they have to go back and live. So they had a bunch of opportunities to do something differently or try to get a better result, but they were really focused on just the one thing, which was not very, very good in this regard. I think I do want to come out towards the center. I do still have a cutting point. So turning here or jumping here is good. So I'm going to jump because it looks sort of cooler. The idea is that they can't push and cut because I can then push through the middle because they're running out of liberties on the 3 stones. And now I'm able to jump to the side here. And now there's no cutting points in my position. So I looked at my opponent's area and got what I could from that. And then I fixed my area. That was sort of the goal there. And now we're able to come over here to this side and get these points if we really want to. Well, why not? I could push and cut, try to do something. No need to do that. I already did the complicated thing and they sort of let me get away with it instead of fighting back. So now we can just go back to simple things again. It's kind of hard to build too much on this board. So I think for now, we will just do a sort of a normal variation here. Instead of taking the top side, which would be perfectly fine, we're going to press down this group and try to build some center potential. Yep, like this. And then we extend. We get this nice center area. Oh, we connect. They're doing something that's a little bit bad because now I can cut through them. So now I got the center and their group is still weak. So I'm able to at least just go back and take a big move on the top, which is what I wanted. So you'll see something that's happening that's not really very good and that sort of changes over time is that they just sort of let me get what I want. Whenever I ask for something, they're okay with just, okay, here, you can do that. I don't mind. Now, that's my style. I like to do that. But I think it's not good to just allow your opponent to do whatever they want. There's not too much that I can do towards the center. I'm going to threaten to surround the black group there. And as I'm threatening to surround, what I'm also doing is I'm building a couple points in the center and I'm moving towards black's area, which is where they have a lot of potential as well. So here we can jump, for example. They're attaching 2 stones that are already too strong that don't really have any weakness. So we're going to jump up here and we can even sort of connect underneath here, which is nice. Yep, just Atari and connect solidly. Yep, I will connect again. They had to try to run away, but they weren't doing that yet. So we will Hane here. We can actually play a really nice move here, which is this Tiger's Mouth, which is threatening to push and cut through their area. As I want to try to play some slightly more complicated variations now that we're at the 5Q area, because they should have a little bit more understanding of some of this Tesuji stuff. Okay, so they are going to defend. Should I block? No, I think it's fine to just push through. I think this should be okay. I think I'm fine extending, honestly, but I will connect. I'm just going to keep it simple for myself. Yep, push again. Now we can Hane, threatening the 3 stones here. So I'm not worried about that middle potential that I had. All I really wanted was to threaten to surround and to get some sort of profit out of it. And I got that profit on the top side. And I'm going to do a little bit of a squeeze here, because why not? If we just Atari from the outside first, doesn't seem like it's accomplishing too much. But now we got at least a couple free moves. These moves are not moves that I need to worry about protecting. They're just free moves. My question is, can I do anything special here? For example, this cut. So if they Atari me out and they push again, I kind of get captured. So it does seem like the cut is not too useful for me. I'm going to just peep the cut here since I can't take the cut. This is going to be protecting our group. I will 100% capture this stone. This is worth significantly more than anything that they just did. There's also the idea of following up on your moves, right? I was threatening something. They didn't think that was threatening enough, so then I took it. It was threatening enough. All right, I'll just connect. And yes, they do get to potentially build something over here, but now I can just jump, and I've sort of already reduced a lot of that, and I'm still threatening to build some more of my area. And they captured a stone, which they definitely didn't need to do, but let's just move in a little bit deeper. We're just stopping them from being able to build too much here. I think that's already good enough. We could try to continue on if we really wanted to, but they got a couple points here, and now we can just move on to playing really big end game moves. So something towards the center could be nice to clean up any potential Aji here. So I'm going to play one more move to make sure that I don't have any random cutting point that I missed somewhere. Because there are like peeping moves and there's other stuff they can do. I just don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm going to play one more safe move in the center. This does still get me some points, which is why I'm fine with playing it. I could actually capture the stone, but it's too complicated, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to turn on the left side. I think that's a little bit bigger right now. It's a really big end game move. I will just jump to the first line here because I have this stone at a C6, which gives me a natural tiger's mouth here, which means when they block, I don't have to answer, and I can go back and get the next sort of big move. Because when they capture the stone, I can block with another tiger's mouth. It's a really cool shape to remember. What's funny is it's kind of the opposite of the fox game I played, where they let me take this giant center. And I technically got a decent center here. They did let me get away with some stuff. They were also threatening to sort of build a center, so I could just run in and try to they resigned and try to reduce them. So I guess we can do a score estimate, see what it was saying. All right, saying that I'm ahead by 87.5 points. Wow. Let's move this over. You guys can see it. I didn't even, I did kill something, but I didn't even really, kill a group. I killed some stones, but I didn't actually kill any groups, and I still ahead by a very decent amount. And I think this is fairly accurate. So let's look at the game a little bit here. So the only thing I really want to focus on is that bottom side, because they could have done a few different things, right? I just was sort of testing them, seeing what was available, and then they sort of let me just have it. And they probably shouldn't be doing all of these pincers here. So there's something, I guess I want to mention this really quickly. This is something I mention for usually newer players who do lessons for me, with me. One of those words is right. Anyway, when you pincer like this, you should only really do it when you are the one who's building. So if this bottom left corner was a black enclosure, then I would pincer this for sure. And I think that's the right timing to do it. Otherwise, you just back away. And then if you're backing away, but you're still worried about me getting a very large area on the bottom, instead of doing this tight pincer, you actually do a far pincer. Because now, if I do decide to fight in some way here, it's significantly harder for me to attack this stone. Because when I come close to it, you have more room for a base, and you can just run away to the center very, very quickly. It's the much better move if you're trying to reduce an area. If that was your goal, you're playing this pincer to reduce the bottom side, you play a far pincer. If you're trying to build your own area, you play a close pincer, because that's the fighting pincer. If you're building your own area, that means you are strong in that area, which means you can fight. So you're expecting them to go into the corner because that's the best option for them. And so now Black usually wants to play another move here on the bottom, but as I said, they're not building as much as if this was just their corner. That doesn't mean this is bad. That's just like a sort of a basic rule to follow when choosing a Joseki at the opening. Now we can get on to that other little area here, because they did the same sort of thing here. When they pincer, they're also not building that side. They're just pincering for no reason, in my opinion, in this case. That's what it looks like to me. So when I push down here, I think this probably was good to just block. And what I should be doing here is I should be trying to escape very quickly. But I wanted to see if they would fight back if I went a little bit slower. But something like this attachment here, even if I'm getting rid of these stones, this is fine. Like this sort of thing is perfectly okay. I probably just move out to the center. I got to reduce this bottom side. This is not too big of a deal. And that's sort of what my goal was. And I could even play a little differently if I want to. The idea would be that they would Hane here. I still have some Aji, but I'm running out faster than I am in the game. So this is a slow move, and they do try to punish me a little bit here. And so again, I need to move out faster. So as I said, what I was aiming for was them sort of punishing me and then showing you how to take that punishment and turn it into some profit in some way. Because you should always have some sort of backup plan. So in this case, they can't push and cut. That's why this knight's move is good. And then if they are playing in the knight's move themselves, I'm at least capturing one stone and maybe able to live here. And they still have cutting points everywhere here. So while I'm capturing this stone, they have to go back and save this other stone. And then we can just say we can say that I'm alive here, basically. I'm alive fairly easily. There's probably other ways to play it. That was just a simple example. But running out quickly is more important than moving out very slowly like I am. And so when I do this, they could just push and cut, but they are in a little bit of trouble technically. They will be able to connect up, but if they have to connect up, this is a perfectly acceptable way for me to sacrifice the stones. But they do get points this way. And so this is something that they should have probably done. And even when they tried to do the diagonal, they should still be trying to cut this. What I was wondering was how am I going to play? Because I can Atari and extend. And then if they cut here, we can sort of extend again, but it's looking a little bit dangerous. Maybe diagonal is fine because there's no ladder here this normal way. And now they have to go back and save this, and maybe I get to live. So I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to play here, but they backed off, and now the result is strictly good for me. This is why fighting is really complicated, because if you do make a mistake after they did something that was too much and they weren't playing properly, you get extremely far behind. That's why I really wanted to sort of highlight this or mention this in some way. And if they really wanted to try to fight back as well, they could also try sort of attachments at around this time, because if I do answer them, now when they're coming over the top, I have a little bit less space to run. So I have to be even more careful here. So I probably don't answer. I probably have to run away, and then they get either cutting or more reduction on the corner, and they can still sort of attack this group in the future. That's another simple option here. So even just jumping from this side, not like that. Just jumping from this side is probably okay to do if you wanted to, because black is strong towards the top side. So we don't really mind if white runs that way. When presented with a good opportunity like this, you should probably just take it, like capture if you see the moment. Like here you can't, but at this point when I play this one, it could be good to just capture this. You get some profit, you are giving up something, but making sure that this group is dead and good here is probably worth it. There's probably multiple ways to do this too, but keeping it simple here. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. I hope that last little section was at least a little bit useful to you. Maybe it was too complicated. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're having a good day. Have fun.